I believe deeply in religious freedom, and I bet you do too. I also love a richly ironic story. An atheist prayer is endlessly fascinating to me. Well, events this week in Greece, New York provide insight into all three of those experiences. You remember Greece, New York. That's the city upstate not far from Rochester. They used to begin every city council meeting with a prayer and were sued by a group of local atheists. And the Supreme Court, which eventually heard the case, upheld the city's right to keep on praying before those meetings, as long as two conditions were met. Number one, that the prayers offered came from the widest possible variety of interested participants. And number two, that no one standing at the podium offering a prayer would ever disparage the beliefs or disbeliefs of anyone else in the community. This week it was Dan Courtney's turn. Mr. Courtney is actually a highly affiliated atheist from the Rochester area who fought against the Supreme Court's decision and after they rendered it, disparaged it. And now here he was this week taking advantage of it. What's that about? I'll tell you what it's about, and maybe the most important insight of the week. Absolutist atheists and religious fanatics are actually very much alike. They both want to win. And their definition of victory is excluding all those who don't think like them. In fact, that similarity is what allows them to be locked in so many fights. Well, this week, that kind of fanatical religion and absolutist atheism lost, and the rest of us won. Those of us who really appreciate that the definition of authentic religious liberty is not simply fighting for your views to be heard, or for the views you don't like to be excluded, but fighting for the widest possible inclusion to be expressed as profoundly as possible without trampling on the dignity of the beliefs or disbeliefs of those around you. This week in Greece, New York, irony won, and so did religious freedom.